We are down the back of my garden. There's a wall right here behind it. And I wanted to have a little look at this beautiful plant, very thorny plant as well, that I planted a few years ago here into this spot. Before that, it was living quite happily in a pot. It is full of wonderful little tiny peppercorns. It flowers really close to the stems, and then these little beautiful peppercorns develop. Now usually in years past it starts flowering sort of around October, but maybe because the summer was quite warm, we're getting peppercorns early this year, and that means that we might actually be able to try some of these. Before, because it flowers so late, everything just dies down. It is deciduous, and once it starts getting really cold in October, then everything just dies down right after it flowers. But this time you can see the development of little peppercorns has started, which is very promising. It's one of the many trees in this family, the Sichuan pepper family. So it's not a true peppercorn, but it can be used like one, and it is a spice, and it is lemony and peppery and spicy. And this, wow, look how many there are. It's really, really full of flowers and little tiny corns. It goes really high up. Some really pretty foliage up there. Now, I feel it's been doing really well here, but we are going to have some work done in this very area in the next few weeks. They're going to be digging up the soil down here. It's only a very narrow path and a little bit of soil here, and they're going to be digging this up. It's for drainage and things. So I'm thinking I might have to uproot my little plant, and I'll have to give it a really good prune, so we might not be able to try that many peppercorns after all. But I'm going to pot him up, I think, otherwise he's going to be dug up. And also he might hurt people. Look how thorny he is. He's like a really vicious rose almost, something like that. So yeah, I'll have to dig him up and put him in a pot, and then I can replant him later on. But he seems to be really happy here, and that is quite a good thing, because this area is very shaded, and I haven't watered it at all summer. Even though I had a very hot summer, I haven't been back here because we have this jasmine which actually died at one point when it was really, really cold, but then it came back to life. But it's really, it's really sticky, and it's sort of infested with false widow spiders, so I get bitten all the time, and so we're going to have to sadly remove it. I don't like removing trees, but also because they have to have access to the pipes down here, and they're worried that the roots could be hurting the pipes. So we will sadly have to say goodbye to this little gorgeous guy. He's so beautiful. He's been interwoven into this trellis here. He was here when he moved in, and he's just a really pretty little thing, but a quite big thing. He goes up into the roof. So yeah, we'll have to say goodbye, sadly. I had pruned him right back because I was hoping we could keep him. I don't like getting rid of things, but then when they were saying that the roots were just dangerous for the pipes and the drainage of the house, then that has to be prioritized, sadly. So I might move this guy back here once all the work has been done in a month's time or so. But we'll dig him up and see how it goes, and I really do hope we'll be able to try some peppercorns. We have so many actual Sichuan peppercorns. Let me just show you my other tree, which is also doing very well, but it has been doing well for years. Let's go and see my proper, regular Szechuan peppercorn tree. So here it is in this little corner. I've showed it quite a few times. I've had it for years now. I think I got it back in 2020 or 2021. Let me have a look. It was 2021, the very beginning. I can't believe that this little tag has actually survived all this time. Very impressive. But I believe it started fruiting for me within a year. And just look at all the wonderful fruits. I mean, I planted it out here last year, sort of really close to that cooker apple tree there, which is quite large too. And then under some other canopies, and it's really, really happy in partial shade. And the berries, the little peppercorn berries, just look so gorgeous. And there are so many of them, and they're all bright red, which means they are ready to be picked. The bits you use, the spicy bits of them, are the pericarp, so the outside shell, and then inside you have this really hard little seed which doesn't have any flavor at all, so you can just remove that. And once these little berries or peppercorns, they dry up, then the shell does sort of come loose really easily. But yesterday I picked some and used them in a curry I was making with pumpkins, and yeah, I just crushed them a little bit and I just removed the shells really easily, so I could just throw the seeds away then. But otherwise you can put the whole thing into a peppercorn grinder and just grind it into your food, and because the seeds aren't harmful at all, they just aren't flavoursome. This is a really beautiful one for sure, and it has done really well with fruiting for me every single year. It looks so much like a rowan tree, and I believe it's in the same sort of family as that, but this is also in the citrus tree family, the greater one, and so I feed it just like my other citrus trees. So very, very pretty. And it's different from the lemony peppercorn one because it produces fruits of these little bunches here, whereas the other one produces fruit right close to the stem. Oh, the smell right next to all these berries, all these peppercorns, is so strong. It's really spicy and beautiful. And as far as I can tell, the birds don't like them. Maybe it's too spicy for them, but they haven't gone after them, even though there's really pretty pink color now. There's so many. So many. I could prune this little guy. I think I should prune him a bit because he's getting just way too tall actually. My goodness, look, he's all the way over here now. All the way up there. Really high up. Way too high. My goodness. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to give him a good little prune later on. After I've harvested everything. Or maybe to help me harvest, I could just chop one of those branches right off. But he is so loving life here. It has been a very hot summer too. We had really pruned our cherry tree and it's not looking very happy, but I think it's going to be okay by next year. The fact that we opened the canopy so much means we're getting so much more light into the garden, which has been wonderful. But yeah, I'm going to start harvesting these guys very, very soon. They are ripe for the picking, and as I said, I picked some yesterday and used them in our curry. That was very tasty. They're very special spice. They have this sort of mouth-numbing quality, which is very interesting. It makes you sort of tingle a little bit when you eat them, or it makes your mouth tingle a bit. It's hard to describe, but yeah, it's a very fun spice for sure. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.